Welcome to Azur Lane Meta. Today we are going to be doing a beginner's guide on PvP content. Welcome back, guys. Today we are going to be doing a beginner's guide for PvP content. We're going to be doing PvP content in a 2-video series, a beginner's and an advanced guide. This is the beginner's guide, and there will be an advanced guide coming out after this. It will be linked in the description when it does come out. If you do not see it linked, that is because it is still currently under development. If you want to get notified of when that video does release, please hit the subscribe button and you will get notified when it does release. So today we are going to be doing the beginner's guide. It might not be relevant for all of you who've been playing PvP for a while, but if you are new to the game or you've played the game but not done PvP yet, because that is certainly a viable strategy of playing the game, you can learn just the basics of what PvP looks like in Azur Lane. And there will be an advanced guide for anyone who wants to know a bunch of more information. If you've been playing PvP for a while, you probably don't know everything in what's going to be in the advanced guide, but you might know everything in this one. And this is just going to be a baseline so that everyone can be caught up to speed when we get to the advanced guide coming out. So let's begin. We first look at how do you get to PvP content. Well, that is called exercises in Azur Lane. You go to battle and then you go to exercises. Now this is going to be battling with other players on your server, only on your server. You won't see anyone that's not on your server. You have an attacking fleet and a defense fleet, and you'll be attacking your opponent's defense fleet. You'll see 4 opponents every time across the screen, and they are ranked in their current rank order. So the highest ranked player is on the left and the lowest ranked player is on the right. This is important for ranking points. Just also note that this updates only under 3 circumstances: when you win an exercise, when you refresh an exercise, or when you close and reopen the app. This means that if you started the game and you did all of your dailies and then you go into exercises, that might not be the most updated standings at the current time. So what I recommend is anytime you're going into exercises, just close and reopen the app. Sometimes it can be tedious, but it is important for those who care about ranking more points up to have the most updated rankings there, because you get more points from beating somebody that is ranked higher, or not ranked higher but has more points for the season. Thus, you want to be able to battle the highest person that you can, and having the most updated information is important for that. So you get 5 exercises per restocking period that you can do. The restocking periods occur at noon, 6 p.m., and midnight. The current time zone of the English servers are Mountain Standard Time. This changed from Pacific Daylight Time back on Daylight Savings. Now I assume going forward that we will remain on Mountain Time and go back to Mountain Daylight Time in the spring. However, they might also try to continue to accommodate the European players and kind of switch back. I'm not sure. I'll keep you guys updated. However, if you ever want notifications right before the restock period, go to my Discord server. You can give yourself the PvP role, and if you self-assign that role, you'll get a bot that notifies you 15 minutes before the restock period. Also note that you can only store up to 10 exercises at a time. You get 5 per restock period. So if you go across 2 restock hours, that is fine. But as soon as you go over the 3rd one, the cap will not allow you to restock the additional 5. So I recommend that you never allow yourself to not play exercises between 3 restock periods.
Have you ever wondered how I get my game footage for Azur Lane? Well, I use my computer and BlueStacks. BlueStacks is an Android emulator for PC, and it allows you to play mobile games like Azur Lane on your computer. If you're interested in an Android emulator, there are referral download links in the description under affiliates.
So let's say you have the exercises now and you want to battle. So you click on one of the 4 opponents that you want to battle. You can preview their fleet. You can see their level, the ships they have, and whether or not they're oathed. You cannot see the equipments they have or how enhanced they are. However, you do know the fleet power, and that can give you kind of an idea of what their enhancement level is and what their equips are. Also note that the order of the ships is specific to the order that they will show up in the battle. The first ship is the Flagship, and then it goes down in order. This is important because if you have a ship that needs to specifically line up with a ship or across from a ship, like a Warspite Kai or something with a barrage, you can line up your attack fleet as needed. So when you click through and you decide this is the team that you want to battle, it will take you to your editing attack fleet. Here you can edit the positioning, the different ships, and any of the equips that you need to go into the battle. And thus this makes attacking a significant benefit in terms of being able to edit your team to the opponent. And there are some other reasons why attacking gives significant benefits that we'll go over in the advanced guide. But one of the very beginner ones is there's a 20% attacking boost for offensive teams. So once you're in the battle, you will go and basically you're just watching. There's no movement that you can do. Your opponent is most likely AFK. They have a bot controlling theirs. So you're just watching. The only important thing that you can do is at any point in time you can leave the exercise for free. So if your skills don't proc or something like that, you can click the pause and the leave battle with no penalty. And thus, it is important to monitor sort of skills proccing and things like that. This is why there is a certain advantage to ships that have very powerful barrages, but don't necessarily have them proc at high rates. Something like an Enterprise, you can ensure will be going off if you're on the attacking fleet. Keep in mind, that means that you should be winning a very high % of your exercises, since your skills should be proccing and your opponent's skills should not be proccing. So because the battles in PvP are automated, there are a few things to note. First and foremost is that fleet composition and fleet building is the most important factor in whether or not you're going to be successful in PvP.
策を用いるためには情報が要。よく上智をもって患者となし、三軍の頼みて動くところなり。ということになりましょう。
Equips and skills that factor in the auto-targeting, such as magnetic torpedoes, are going to be super effective in PvP because you're not going to be able to control your ship and target like you would normally in PvE. So once you defeat an opponent, you'll be brought back to this main screen where your 4 opponents will be updated with new people based on your new ranking, which you can find at the bottom left. And you can continue to do this until you run out of your exercises for the day. If you ever run into somebody that you cannot defeat, you can always click the refresh button. You get 5 refreshes a day, and this resets at midnight. It does not tell you how many you have left, so you do have to remember how many you're using. If you are trying to rank up, just remember not to refresh your opponents for your first exercise of the day or between your gap, because that will have you recheck your opponents around your ranking level rather than potentially having them be higher. So speaking of ranking, let's talk about ranking. You get a rank score that's based on what your current rank is when you win a battle. So as you have a higher rank in the season, the amount of your base rank score per win goes down. Now, the base can be changed from what you actually receive based on how highly ranked your opponent is. The higher ranked your opponent is, or the more points that they have for the season, the higher amount of points you're going to get for your rank score. So playing and beating the person on your most left of your screen is going to give you the most points, and on the most right give you the least amount of points. A lot of the ranks in the game are just solely based on the cumulative rank score in a season, which lasts 2 weeks starting on Sunday, by the way. However, the final ranks above Captain, which include Rear Admiral lower half, Rear Admiral, Vice Admiral, Admiral, Fleet Admiral, and Admiral of the Navy, all have a minimum rank requirement in terms of the server. So for example, Admiral of the Navy requires 2,200 rank score and to be ranked in the top 10 on the server. This not only ensures that you have to place high to achieve these ranks, but also do so towards the end of the season when it is much more difficult. So let's finally talk about why you want to do exercises other than the people who specifically just want to get the rank up. There are two main reasons. The first main reason is merit points. Merit points are different than rank score. You get merit points every time that you battle. You get twice as many merit points for a win than you would as a loss. So if you do the whole season and you lose all 210 battles, you will still get 5,250 merit points. Now if you win, you'll get a lot more. All wins would probably gain you somewhere upward of 17,000 merit points a season, so over 3 times for winning. But what are these merit points important for? They can be used to exchange things in the merit exchange. There are 2 exclusive ships in the merit exchange. South Dakota and Eldridge can only be obtained there, as well as the merit exchange is probably the best place to pick up gold bullions for late game players. So it's important to get merit points to just get resources. There are other resources in the merit shop and you can always check that out. You get merit from, once again, winning, ranking up, and you get daily tasks which have you win 3 exercises a day or 30 a week. You will get a reward in merit points. The other reason that you want to do exercises other than ranking up and getting merit points, so let's say you're a new player and you don't really care about the exchange exclusive ships like Eldridge and South Dakota, or you already have them. Experience. Experience is something you can gain a lot of in PvP, and it does not cost oil. One of the only ways that you can get experience without oil. The dorm, you can also get experience without oil. However, you typically are buying your food with oil, so take it or leave it there. The experience that you gain from an exercise is based on the opponent's level's ships. It's the sum of the total level of your opponent's fleets times 1.5 plus 171. So if your opponent has 6 level 120 ships, that will be 1,251 experience points for all of your ships. Now note, the MVP will get 2 times experience and the flagship will get 1.5 times experience. This is a lot of experience for no oil, but like I said, it's dependent on your enemy level of ships, not on their fleet power or their rank. So those of you who have farm fleets that are all level 120 and have no equips so that they're really easy to beat, thank you all so that we can gain experience. You gain half experience if you lose, so it's still worth going to battle and losing every battle with just your weak ships in the beginning to gain experience. This is something that new players should do, so there are a lot of benefits to doing exercises even if you don't plan on trying to go for the highest rank possible. If you are going for the highest rank possible, just note that many of the people who are ranking very high are winning 95+% of their battles. Actively playing your 15 exercises a day and at least winning 3 of them will significantly increase the amount of resources that you'll be able to have through being able to accumulate large amounts of merit points. Hopefully this guide was helpful for those of you interested in becoming active in PvP. There are a lot of components of PvP that are different than PvE. We'll talk about more of them in the advanced video, so if you want to subscribe to the channel and get notified when that video releases, we'll talk about those. As expected, the fleet compositions that you're going to be making for PvP fleets are very different than the meta fleets you'd be building for PvE with boss fleets and mob fleets, etc. So if you want to learn more about that, subscribe to the channel and we'll talk more about those sort of fleet compositions and some of the nuances of PvP in other videos.